Hello, hello, welcome everyone. We're a little bit earlier today. We have a lot of Kifu to review and I have limited time. So we will start. We are starting 10 minutes earlier. Hello, Mifa. You're the first one. Welcome. You came here without a notification. That's pretty amazing, actually. How did you do that? I will start downloading the Kifu that we had. Hopefully not all of them will be like before the Christmas, Easter break. Is it the same Kifu? I have two Kifu from Shogi Lifestyle. It seems like it's the same one uploaded twice with different comments. Okay. See off, alright. Eon. Then we have see off again. Oh, instead of this, please analyze this one. All right. Let's stop at 6 for now. We'll have 8 so far. We will start with Abigail, probably. But actually, I've downloaded Skifu before, so I wonder if we analyzed it before or not. I guess I would remember the Kifu. Yeah, probably I didn't. Okay, we will have Seof, we will have 2 Eons Kifu, and the second of Seof. So I guess we're gonna go one by one. To begin with. Welcome guys. Welcome. We're starting little bit early. Because we have a lot to do and not a lot of time. Today is the Google Jam, so I hope to like join the programming contest. That's why we'll finish 1 hour and few minutes earlier. But before we do anything, I need to peek at some people playing right now. It's an interesting castle we have here. Okay, now that we've put the pressure of our existence, we will jump into the other game. We just ended. Okay. Junikami Shogi. 101. Anyway, many maybe too much titles. Privinia. All right, roast him. No. he got his game yesterday, so that should be enough, I believe. All right. Just a reminder, if you guys are in the Moshindeiru clan, the registration for the tournament ends today. So if you would like to play this amazing tournament, you don't see the description. Omae wa mou shindeiru. One would say, what is this variant? A Kyoto Shogi tournament for Harbor illegal word users to redeem themselves. So if you guys did ever say the illegal word, this is the tournament, finally long-awaited tournament to redeem himself. I don't know this guy, if he's on our Discord or not, but we have also some other random people joining in. The only requirement, you have to be part of Shogi Harbour team. So you have to apply for it, and then you're able to join the tournament after I accept you manually, unfortunately. So yeah, if you want to join, hurry up. Registration ends today. Okay, we're gonna start with Abigail's Kifu. And Abigail is saying a model attack in Abu swinging rook. So I think we saw this Kifu already. It's just that I didn't delete it actually. So let me double check that. Yeah, it was like a quick review we did at the end of the stream, I believe. So we've done it, so I will delete it. And next we have Pot Noodle Chef, which is Shogi Lifestyle. And he says, my best win against a 6-down. I think overall I played a strong game, but as always, I hope to learn something more from any insight you may have. And the second commentary comment was quite similar. So let's look at that Kifu instead. And he sent. So it seems like he won against a very, very strong player. So quite excited to see that game. Or did he? No, he didn't win actually. He felt strong game. All right. Pretty sure we didn't do this game on the stream. Pretty sure we didn't do it yet. If we did, I'm so sorry. After Easter holiday mess up. Oh God, what is this, Jessica? I don't want to watch this game. Oh my God, and this is coming from a guy who watched so many Hidechi videos, are you telling me? Alright guys, in case you didn't know, it looks like we're one move faster, but Shogi is a game where you get pieces in hand. And if Gote were to take this pawn, that would be sent as one move faster, yeah? We're gonna drop the pawn. But the problem is, yeah, in Shogi, we have this special rule that allows us to drop pieces before. Pieces drop them suddenly, yeah? And this is why suddenly Gote is one move faster. And this is covered by Hidechi in his video. And I'm gonna pull this video and literally DM it to Shogi Lifestyle. I wonder... I think it's in this video. I'm gonna just send it to him right now. Just without any commentary, just whoop, just put it there in the DM. All right, let's see how the game went though. Maybe he will come back. He said he played a strong game, all right. So this is the Joseki line that Hidechi will be talking, and the conclusion basically is that this horse being in the center, yes, we're gonna lose that piece over there. If we're gonna exchange those pieces in this position, Gote has a horse, yeah? So therefore Gote is better. That's the theory behind it, yeah? Now we're gonna see exactly how it develops, yeah? Okay, we're protecting the knight with the bishop. That was made into a horse, so... Yeah, we kind of gained something with it. Let me see. The problem is, if we move the horse into one of those squares, there is a counter rook drop, so maybe this is why I decided to go here. And then, yeah, we have like pawn advantage instead of horse advantage. Now the rook drop, this will indicate that, you know, the rook cannot sabaki here anymore. Basically, if the game becomes long, this rook will be bullied, yeah? It won't be able to sabaki, it will just stay in the middle of the board, kind of useless. The enemy is playing very weirdly too. So if we delete the horse, that means we sabaki the rook for the bishop. And now the enemy has 2 rooks in hand. But they also got a lot of development in the meantime, right? So it's still quite close game. Problem is we are missing those pawns, a little bit problematic. Okay, trying to protect another drop. And here's a good job from Shogi Lifestyles. Okay, so the game is quite equal, I think, still. And Shogi Lifestyles is utilizing his horse very nicely. The enemy cannot drop the rook here because the horse is still protecting the knight, right? This move is good because it targets this line. And it's very painful to defend. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, the problem is it kind of fails because we don't have a follow-up after this. You weren't able to take this pawn because of the rook drop. Now we cannot take this one because maybe the silver will come to help to protect. Maybe that would be one logic. Or a rook drop to fork them both. I don't think that's the best way though. Yeah, probably the silver. So now natural. So yeah, so the problem is we are now stuck with this awkward bishop. Similar to before, we had this awkward rook. But yeah, opponent doesn't have the use for their rooks either. Well, you could argue that there is a rook drop here, but yeah, again, we defended here. No, it's actually defended. Never mind. Yeah, we don't have any utilized for the rooks upon closer inspection. So the opponent makes sure that this horse has no impact on our position. Okay, so we are losing material on this exchange. We do sabaki the bishop, but we lose material. That's usually a very bad sign. Okay, and now because the enemy got a bishop, they're gonna be able to do something, yeah? This gold's gonna stay here until the end of the game. It's one of those golds. And here, clearly now Gote is better because they got a free silver, yeah? Yeah, it's as simple like this, yeah? The enemy is 6 down, so it's quite clear that he's strong, and it's very hard to... Like, if it was hard to win in the previous position, here it will be near impossible now. Gote has huge advantage. Yeah. The Shogi Lifestyles do manage to activate the horse? The knight, sorry. But in the end, yeah, the king is surrounded. So this is endgame already, yeah. Few checks, but they don't do much, and this is over. All right, so quite a crazy game. So yeah, speaking of those like moves again, yeah, that gives advantage. This is clear advantage for Gote because they got a silver. This gold, as you guys saw, it just stayed here, so it didn't help to target the king. Yeah, it allowed us to develop this bishop, make a check, push the king, but it's kind of waste to use the gold like this. We had quite interesting middle game, but this was an overplay as well to go here. Yeah, it kind of feels like we cannot do anything. Might feel like it. But clearly this is bad because we lose bishop for a gold, I think. And yes, just with the gold we cannot do much. What we would have to do in this position to like pick up those pieces, that's not the most like efficient way. Just like a bad example, yeah? This is not gonna work, but for example, if we are able to use a pawn to pick up those pieces, that would be a little bit better because we make a gold at the same time. This is not gonna work because they can drop the pawn to protect, but those kind of different ways to approach those pieces would be better. And also this is why this bishop is kind of bad, because it gives the enemy freedom to like do whatever they want. If you have that bishop in hand, that kind of puts a pressure on them. You could argue that the king in the center was a bad idea. But yeah, okay, the main point is this is losing for center. Yeah, this pawn push by definition is losing for center because it will end up in this position. Gode has a horse, they're winning, yeah? I think we did a great job like deleting that horse from the board. This was a great idea, but yeah, we needed something more to like... This was kind of light and good defense. Yeah, it wasn't enough. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe. How about something like this? Yeah? If the king takes, we can also think of other ways of attack, maybe pawn drops. Maybe something like this was better, you know? Somewhere around here. The bishop is interesting, but again, pawn push defense, so... Yeah, and at this time, we don't have the bishop to drop here. Yeah, so this is what I say. The bishop in hand was much more valuable to us. Because we wanna utilize it not as a force like in chess. I know that Shogi is a chess player. We don't want to utilize as a force to like put pressure. We want to actually drop it in enemy camp, get that knight, get that lance, maybe threaten the silver on the way. That would be a better way to utilize it. But yeah, being under pressure of playing against 6 Dan, I think you did well. Quite interesting game to watch. Unfortunately, he kind of crushed you. Yeah. We need a little bit more practice, yeah? And definitely this type of mistakes in the opening we shouldn't do. I sent you the video, link to Hidechi's video. Hopefully it's gonna help. All right, that was the first Gifu. Let's jump to the next one. Which is gonna be C off, and now I will have to reconsider because he said that he sent 2 Gifu. What is SSR game? Super rare. Okay, I guess. And then the second game he sent, sorry I have sent you 2 Gifu, but instead of the previous Gifu, you might have me analyze this Gifu. I think we might have time for both, but we're gonna start with the second one. Because that's what he wanted to be analyzed first. So if we have enough time, we're gonna go back. So it's WSL against, so C of Ascent. You don't look like your profile pic. Yes. I don't know what to tell you. Yes, I've cut my hair since that profile picture. Yes. Perhaps if you look at my Discord profile pic, it looks more like it. It has shorter hair. But yes. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Maybe I should update my profile pic. Thank you, Compact Pony. That actually makes me think. Updating my profile pic. All right. Good point out. All right, so C of WSL game. And again, what was the main point? Please help me analyze this Gifu. I really think carefully when I made my move, hopefully to see where my mistakes are. Okay. We're gonna point out every mistake. Let's see. So we're playing undefined strategy. Okay, 4-5 rook. I don't like playing this move early in this opening. because there is one line where the rook will come here from what I remember. And we might, for example, those two moves are more valuable than this move, unless we have some specific strategy. Yeah, we don't. We just play high minor, right? So we could have played this move here, for example, if we wanted to. This shape comes often. It's 4-5 rook. It's been trending recently. We didn't do much streaming about how to counter it. We now have those Saturday streams where we might wanna watch a pro game with this particular shape so that we give you guys something to work with. There are not many English material about this shape. I also don't have much experience. We really need to cover this shape more, eh? So the general idea is that Sentes, in this case, Sentes 4-5 rooks of the 4-5 rook kinda don't have a way to engage. So it's kinda a waiting game, yeah? And white can attack immediately. They can go for slow game. They can decide the timing, yeah? So here you see them push the 2-4 pawn that indicates slow game. And we open this king line. So that's kind of scary, yeah? Something like this would be natural development as well. This is kind of scary. The problem that we will have is that this knight head is weak, so putting the gold here is quite important. This file is also open, which will enable knight drops in the future. I would imagine this or this is quite important moves we would like to play in the future. This is not good enough because, you know, their attack here might be easier. Probably this way, but... so we want to keep that silver, so I would imagine this gold. And now the fight is starting, yeah? The fight is starting. Oh, you lost that game? Oh no, Melker, oh no. Quickly upload it, yeah. So here's middle game. The opponent attacks when his king is not in the castle. It's kind of weird. My first response would be probably to like go back, because I want to capture this silver using the middle pawn. Of course, when we go back, they're gonna attack, so I would have to read this line, find out if I'm winning or losing. I'm not confident. The other option would be to take it and then perhaps to play this gold to finally finish our high minnow. The bishop is looking at our knight, but so far so good. If they drop the silver, we just attack the bishop, should be fine. If we go here, they will probably put a pressure on this line. So it's kind of scary as well, yeah? So what C of decides is to counter-attack on the king's line. So king's line, usually the king is here, but it's not king's head. Silver crown's head, I guess. So we're going full middle game here, all right? The silver is taken. And we're kind of left in the situation where if you would close your eyes, it seems like we are the one that's engaging here. Chinchilla noise. Here we go. That game isn't worth it. I just blundered. Oh, okay. As you wish, Melkor. So the question is it enough? Yeah? If they take, we're gonna jump. The bishop will be able to escape. That's what happens. And unfortunately, that attacks our rook and kind of eyes on the king as well. If that's a bad situation, we probably should have played another move in this position, yeah? This is quite unusual shikake. You would see more like this type of deal more often. This is kind of light. This is just the silver joining the attack, yeah? So yeah, we are supposed to wait, but here we are engaging. We're opening the bishop line. Here is our bishop. The enemy kind of misses that or allows us. Okay, I see. They have a silver in hand. So what's going to happen is if we were to promote, they're gonna drop the silver. So c sees that and he drops the silver instead, which is quite an interesting move, to be honest. Quite interesting. Is this enough? Questions. The other crazy move we could try is like bishop drop here or drop the pawn here first, stuff like this. We could consider taking. Simply king takes. Okay, silver takes, bishop drop. Guess it's fine as well. We don't lose material here. I guess we don't lose material. And I guess if we would drop the bishop, he runs, we take, they take, we take. It would be the same situation. Okay. Now the question is, should have we dropped the pawn before? This would dislocate this silver, and in the same situation, it would allow us to attack the silver here, right? Probably they would have to retake it with the king though, so that would change. Okay, if they take with the king, we will still attack the silver, yeah? So something like this would make our attack bigger. The problem is, yeah, okay, I see it. Kind of losing the silver for free here, so there is no follow-up. All right, so we're kind of forced to do something about here, take or drop the bishop. That's our only two options now. Here we could have also just simply promote, but then they're gonna drop the silver, which makes sense for us to drop the bishop first. Yes, Mikian, yes. Chinchilla. We lost a knight, but we've gotten a lance. The silver, the 2 silver that enemy has in hand belongs to him. We have our gold, we have our silver in form of gold in our hand. And what's more, we have a pawn in hand and they don't. Soon they will be able to jump here, so that's temporary problem. And yeah, our king head is quite in trouble. Yeah, so maybe what we're saying is our king is more unsafe. But basically by move like this, it's like do what you want type of situation. They're gonna drop it whenever you move the king or not. I guess what was going to happen is take, rook drop was something we're afraid of. And yeah, it's quite scary. So now, if that's bad, this was too much, yeah? Perhaps this was too much. Just a second idea. We could also drop a pawn here, force the gold here, and then drop the silver. It's kind of more forceful in a way. But yeah, we use the pawn then. But this pawn is not here also. Like the small difference will make big difference. This means we could have taken the drop. Yeah, that's kind of painful as well. Quite interesting, but not decisive enough, basically. Okay, the enemy drops the rook. And me draws a silver for free. Yeah, speaking of the knight drop, speaking of the knight drop, here it is. It's not for king generals, but it still exists, still very painful. And this is basically over. Now the question is how they're gonna finish. They attack from this side. Something like this probably worked too. There's also this knight that could have joined the attack. But they decide to go here. Let that king escape. Here we're trying to clear off the pieces, and finally the knight comes in attacking the horse. And here is the Tesuji in order for us to go in. I'm quite surprised. Why is your opponent? It's quite strong. Who is that? A 2Q. quite strong endgame here. So yeah, I think around here is what we would like to reconsider our move. We don't want to attack. We don't have enough power. What? Okay, let's consider this as an example. Yeah, what happened in this simplistic development? We do have 4 attacking pieces. You could argue that this is enough. Could argue, like, according to what we've studied on our stream, you could argue that this is enough, right? But in this position, all the pieces are missing the core, right? And the battlefield becomes this, yeah? They try to escape here, and we have no way to chase the king into that direction. That becomes our problem. On the other hand, our opponent has quite straightforward attack, and they're using the pawns to attack. Quite painful here. I would recommend to defend here, but not escape. Yeah, defend here, rather. Even a gold drop would be necessary, probably. But yeah, because we jumped into the battle decisively, we gave them a lot of pieces. Here we gave a knight, here we gave a silver. We had 4 pieces in attack, suddenly he has 4 pieces to counter attack, yeah? It wasn't decisive enough, the king escaped, this is why it crumbled so quickly. Yeah. I would just take the lance here, simply. Something like this keeps the king close to us. Yes, there's this difficult variation that they, can capture it, but this double bishop is like too heavy, perhaps. Making de facto one of the bishops useless, yeah? For example, just a stupid example, I don't know if it's good or wrong. We can take initiative and continue attacking, yeah, here. I don't know if it would be working or not. But just an example, we sabaki this bishop for the silver. We still have 4 pieces, yeah? This way, this bishop in hand is useful, and the lance is useful for the bishop, yeah? The silver for the bishop will be useful as well. And the king would still be kind of drawn into this side of the board. Kind of something to think about, yeah? This chases the king away, yeah? So the maybe too early engagement, definitely the 5-5 silver is question for Sea to study what to do in that situation, what would we do better, and then how exactly around this bishop situation maybe we had a better move to go there with. And yeah, that 4-5 pawn I don't recommend unless you're gonna protect these squares here around here. I just don't recommend opening that line too early. Maybe in some Joseki it is possible, but too early, it kind of opens up the king. It creates a weakness here for the knight as well, and the bishop. Yeah, they will come. The knight drops. Yeah, they will come eventually. It's like giving this free space for the enemy. It's never good. If you had a Korean style, for example, that's justified, but here is just open space for your opponent to use. All right, that's for this game. We're gonna try next one. And we have Eon's game. This game felt like a really good fight all the way until the end. I'm looking forward to your comments and review. Thank you. Okay. It's against a 5-dan, interesting. And we're gonna get a Gote game this time. I hope I won't late. What do you mean? I still have your Kifu, you're gonna be next, Contetti. You're not late. We are early with today's stream, unfortunately. So I have Ion, who's master of swinging rook, I wanted to say, but we have quite an interesting development into Agangi. So, funny enough, like if we were to do this fight of, oh, you're playing Mino, I'm gonna trick you and play Gangi, haha, now you have a bad castle. Actually, left side Mino is totally playable against Gangi because of computer influence. We learned that. We learned that it's a possibility to like attack the ear of Gangi very quickly with simplified castle. So it's not like Ion gains a lot here. And unfortunately, this is a Nibisha game now. So we're gonna see how it goes. We could also consider like, going for the right side king. In the past, it was said that king being here is safer than being here in the Gangi. Yeah, it is weak against rook drops. But, you know, it being here, it means those pieces are one square away from where they are in Yagura. This castle is about being wide rather than being strong, yeah? So if you pack your king into this hole over here, I don't know if he's gonna eventually put it there or not, but if you were to pack it here, it kind of feels cramped, yeah? For example, this head becomes much weaker. Ah, yes, Siaf, we already, unfortunately, we finished your review just now. We talked about the opening, and we talked about the bishop drop to 2-2 as two things that you could reconsider. Oh, and the your Shikake on 2-5 was quite dangerous, perhaps. But yeah, you can rewatch the VOD later on Twitch, or it's gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. You'll be able to review it. So with Gangi, we really like to keep this bishop here and attack the king. The problem is the enemy is not playing Yagura, they're playing the left side Mino. It still has this weakness here. Just a big hint perhaps. Like if you ever play Gangi, you might consider not pushing this pawn to leave a space for the knight to come here. It's something that people have been trying recently. Now, unfortunately, you see, yeah, this king would be on this line, kinda allowing different checks. I mean, there's no immediate check here, but who knows what's going to happen in the end game, yeah. If we had the king here, we would be able to like engage already or do something, yeah. Here is the opponent move. Going for exchanges. It's a good way to attack in double static rook, like sacrifice the pawns. It's kind of like opening a window in the enemy roof so that your hurricane can jump in. Yes, you weren't late, Content. You weren't late. Now the question is, will be able to do something with it or not? So what Ion is trying to do is to exchange those two knights, but the enemy is denying that by escaping, and the knight is under attack, or the pawn drop later on. So if we won't be able to do anything, we will be in trouble. Silver comes in. This type of situation, you really would like to sacrifice the rook eventually, yeah? Eventually. And here the question is, for example, do I want to drop here or maybe drop here first? This. I really would like to utilize this pawn before it's taken. Yeah, we talked about this rook weakness. Yeah, it's like the most unfortunate spot for it. If the bishop took, we would be threatening gold drop here pretty painfully because it also exchanges the bishops. Then it threatens kind of the sabaki, but yes, this rook. Yeah, okay, that's perhaps one reason why you shouldn't, as I said, yeah, there will be crazy exchanges. This is the exact reason why you shouldn't keep the king here in Gangi. Sacrificing 7/7 pawn, you can trap the gold. Who's this in the shogi category? What do you mean? You think there was a way to trap the gold, to trap or gold by sacrificing 7/7 pawn? Hi, crab father. Long time no see. Yeah, we're a little bit earlier today. I have to finish the stream earlier because I have Google Jam, which is like a programming contest. Programming. I don't think of it as a contest, but anyway, it's like round 1. I passed the elimination round. I would like to try the round 1 this week, maybe next week too. So we will finish earlier so that I can. Hello, Yellow. We are analyzing your game. And Google Jam. In what language? Like you can program in anything. I program in Java for this particular contest. Yeah. Yes, we were talking that king on 4/1 might have been better idea because we go for wideness, not for solidness. We liked your idea of like exposing the roof of the castle, but here we ended up exposing our weakness as well. So yeah, object orient, yeah. And this is where we stopped before Crap marched in with many questions. Yes, Mifa has been here, like literally the first one before any announcement. He knew, he came up. Amazing. Let me think. Yes, I uploaded yesterday's Kifu already. I will try to be uploading them more often. I actually reserve one day of my week to maybe do some YouTube videos. Hopefully my other channel will be more active. We're gonna see how it goes. I really enjoyed yesterday's Saturday stream. I was thinking maybe we should like try to find out what to do in the 4/5 rook, right side 4/5 rook openings, because C of like you guys keep bringing the same opening. And I'm kind of curious how to counter it too, so maybe we could study it together next week on Saturday. Anyway, back to this game. First. And it's a good idea to go for solidness. You don't go for solidness with Gangi. That's not the idea of the modern Gangi. That's how I understand it, at least. I mean, we are in the middle of the Gangi book study. I also recommended to not push this pawn early. I recommended to keep this space for the knight. You will have to review the VOD. But basically... Oh, here you can go for right side king, I mentioned. You don't wanna put your king here. Your pieces are off into the center, meaning this square actually isn't as well protected. According to my old knowledge, the king should be here. Yes, it has the weakness against rook drops, but that's something you should live with. Two. Yeah, but that's not what you did, right? We could argue. You you fought in this position because you felt your king is pressured, and your king being here will be pressured, right? So perhaps seeing this silver, we can expect this attack. Depending on that, our answer will be different. Maybe we're gonna put the king here to not allow the bog in. Like, that could be one reason. But definitely, you know, like, this line became a problem later on. Yeah, the bishop. Like, you cannot defend everything in shogi. Seeing how you ignore this attack makes me think that king would be better off in the center, closer to the center. Because you gave up on the idea of castling here. You know, the bishop. We go for heavy attacking here with our king on the open line, basically. So speaking from the results, that's probably not the best thing, yeah? So for example, here, I would like to target this line. But the problem is if we give away the bishop, yeah, I don't know, let's say just an example. Like, we will have to be really careful against this immediately. So that was my point kinda here. If you drop anything here, they can also drop the bishop here, but your king is in the open. I mean, yes, sucking for the edge pawn in this position, that would be a check, and it would bring the king on the edge and you would be able to promote, but it's the opponent's move, and this is why they drop the pawn, Melkor. Ahoy, Tom Blunt! Ahoy! Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's wrong or good, it's just... we're just considering this position, yeah? Trying to figure it out. The fact the line was open was a little bit of concern, like... Yeah, you could argue that if the rook sacrifices here, if the king was here, it's much easier to give away the rook, so on, but you could also have to consider the fact that the front is weak, blah blah blah. The king being here is even closer to the rook. Yeah, quite difficult. Alright, so here's, I would prefer the bishop. Yeah, for example, here we cannot go here because of that line, yeah? We go there, which is also a good move, but they drop the knight. Okay, we do it anyway. They do it anyway. Because it's a check. I guess it's okay. It's kinda scary, but they have a knight there, which they gonna lose, so they give up the bishop. I mean, it's quite promising. Why? Shouldn't we just take the bishop here? You think you miss a chance by promoting the rook. Oh, it was there. Okay. So my concern is, when you arrive at this position, you need one of two things. You need a gold or a rook, or you will need a diagonal piece over here, right, or some piece supporting. And having the gold will be like 2 moves faster, yeah? I didn't notice he had bishop drop. Ah, this one. Ooh. I mean, it's not such a bad thing to happen. Yeah. The bishop has to continue protecting this, or it's checkmate, yeah? Like this. So the bishop will be taken. Or you can set up some other check. What's the fastest way? You could even like make this, force him to drop something. And drop the pawn, that doesn't really benefit us. Drop stuff here. Make checkmate threats, drop stuff here. Just take it, but it would allow them to escape. We have to be mindful of that. It's not that bad of an exchange, actually. I mean, we are already gaining as a bishop for free, right? Almost. Yeah, we lost the rook somewhere on the way, but we're gaining the bishop here, so that's gonna be a painful move, always. Yeah, if we only had a silver. We only had a silver. No, it's a check, actually. Hey, this line just keeps haunting us the whole game. This game just keeps haunting us, yeah? That's diagonal. This is why it's such a bad square for a king. No. I'm afraid to take that pawn. I wonder, because that pawn drop is pretty slow, right? We can either force a mate or do this beautiful fork. I mean, they will probably like drop the bishop, and we're gonna go here, and they're gonna go here, and then we will be in trouble, perhaps. Yeah, maybe that's not the best. We're missing a little bit. Yeah, I would like to do something in this situation other than that. Whenever it's like a pawn drop, maybe. Threatening, takes, bishop drop, checkmate. "11 people in Moshin the Hero tournament, as it's a round robin mode." Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna finish it. We could consider that the person who plays the most wins or something like that. I know, it's just for fun. Let's not stress too much about it. Fortunately, there's pawn for 4. Pawn for 4 because what? The other rook would be hanging. Not sure what do you mean, Todd. Yeah, something like that, yeah? Because this move is slow and we're in endgame. Bishop takes... Yeah, I mean, that's always what's going to happen, yeah? So then the question would be basically who's faster. Question number 1, is this checkmate, right? Yeah. Because if they drop a gold, we go here, they take, we take, they promote. It's not a mate. If they promote, take, pawn drop. Pawn drop looks dangerous. Close fight. Yeah, we don't have time for 4-5 pawn. Also, 4-5 pawn bishop takes? No, it protects the bishop drop. Unless you win this bishop drop. Yeah. I mean, they could move this bishop drop. I mean, okay, the whole point is like taking the rook doesn't let you win the game. So, not gonna be good enough. Yeah, it's very close. Very, very close. And on the other hand, we don't have even checkmate threat. So this is why it was huge for your opponent to drop this bishop, which is a check, and basically slows you down like by 3 moves, yeah? It was huge for them. In this type of situations, you really would like to play moves like this. Like blocking the bishop if they take, you treat and checkmate after escaping. Yeah, the problem is like it doesn't give you enough of a threat. Like they will play something else. Like I don't know, they played this before, yeah? You cannot promote because of the king. Wait, no, okay. Yeah, the king still can run. Yeah, and also this shape becomes heavy, yeah? Okay, anyway, this is like this endgame shape study, what I wanted to point out. You wanna avoid like putting yourself, this is kind of disadvantage, yeah? You chose this shape. Like if the silver was unpromoted, you have kind of follow-up. Now you don't have at all, you have just this silver that's gonna be here for no reason. You did promote it because the rook was a fork, so that was perhaps a necessity. You could argue that not, but yeah, I mean, you could argue that, oops. Then you can abuse the dragon, something might have happened and so on. But it's kind of waste, isn't it? Why treat and that when you can simply take, yeah? And the king is similar to Sea of Game, guys. We didn't chase the king away. The king is closer to our attacking pieces. It's something we want in the endgame. In Sea of Game, we had bishop 2-2 that allowed the king to run to 4-2. Here is quite similar. Just break into play, yeah. I mean, your attack was really, really good. Here, I would be basically eager to try to survive with a king escape. Did they have any threat immediately? I guess they have pound push, pound drop. Yeah, it's quite rough. Quite rough. Choo-choo. So yeah, I would say it's all because of this move, but you might want to check this with the computer. And yeah, I also mentioned the fact that choosing static rook against left side Mino is not necessarily bad for them. If you wanted to abuse that fact, it wasn't too bad for them because that's the newest Josek. Materialistic, yes. I'm watching the Hobbit movie. You know, the tiny book that they made free movie out of, and they have this dragon sickness in there that they came up with. Yeah, basically, you gather a lot of gold, the dragon came and eat your king. Yeah, that's what's happening. Do not summon the dragon, eh? The gold doesn't let you run faster. The richness, the wealth doesn't let you run faster away. Okay, but we're still fighting here. For some reason, your opponent decided to go back. Did we have any way to win this? Like, I want you to notice here, guys, like those kind of moves, they are reliable, but they are not necessarily the fastest, yeah? For example, if the pawn wasn't here, we are able to give checks. Now that the pawn is here, we are kind of immobilized for a few seconds. I just want you to, like, notice those things, yeah? Here, maybe we can make a checkmate threat again. Rook 7-6 after gold 5-3. Gold 5-3? Gold? Silver? Oh. Ah, here. Strategically speaking, Hayakurigin is good option against Hidari Mino. Rook 7-6. This one? King on 3-3. How is the king on 3-3? Ah, you mean in the endgame? You could argue that point, yeah. I don't see the meaning of it. You mean maybe different square? Am I missing something? 7-6. I mean, I can see that it defends the gold here, right? Silver 35 is not threatmate. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Wait, let's figure out one thing at a time. So here the rook drop protects against, let's say, this gold drop here. If we are to take it, it becomes the same, but this way. It pressures the king. Does it let us survive long enough is the question, I guess. And I guess it is. Let's say... No, it's also... Yeah, it's quite problematic, isn't it? It is quite problematic. Like, I would like to consider a move like this. The problem is this enables a check, yeah? Similarly, I could wanna consider a move like this to like block the rook influence over this square. But then you have time to like protect one more move. So it does make the like the whole checkmate more difficult, right? Quite interesting, Koshiro. Yeah, I think in general maybe your opponent like misplayed the whole thing. It seems like you do have a chances. And here you also mentioned, let's go back to this move, king 3-3, and you're saying that this move is not a checkmate threat. So the question is, after takes we promote. Is it not a checkmate? I guess you just take, drop means you run here, so that's fine. Yeah, because we have this square open or this square open. Yeah, I guess so. Hmm? Take with silver? What do you mean? Did I miss something? So now we have to consider that we're gonna promote. And is this checkmate trend? It would be my question. From here it is. Okay, so if the bishop is gone, is it still checkmate threat? Would be another question. Probably we're gonna make a check take and drop the rook. It's good enough. I did explain the line. So yes, Melkor seems to be right. And therefore we could try to find what was our enemy's mistake. If it forces the rook to go back, the pawn drop wasn't the best, I think. At worst, maybe you were able to take it with the knight, which is a very powerful threat itself. It's a double check, right? But then you give away the knight. Taking this bishop at some point would disturb your shape as well. It was necessary, I think. Pawn drop to here, right? Let's say they take. Just to simplify, let's say you take. Yeah. And then many options. If we go too strong in this position, your opponent, I mean you actually, will be able to like drop the bishop here, check the king, make some threats, I believe. So something like gold drop looks nice to like break the position off, but then you need to give away a lot of pieces. Not really sure about it. If we consider simple promotion, takes, gold drop, takes, drop, runs away, knight drop, that also looks quite interesting to your opponent, I think. Because they use light pieces to attack, right? I really would like to sacrifice this rook at some point and like enable my attack, but I just don't see the proper timing to do so. There will be some bishop dropped here depending on the situation. Yeah, your attacking shape is heavy. So maybe around here, you know, your opponent should have done something else. I think, yeah, in general, your attack was interesting. I don't know about the opening shape, about leaving the king in the open diagonal. I'm not a fan of that. The 6-8 silver takes the bishop unpromoted, I think was worth mentioning too. The gold shape might have been heavy. Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Ian, for sharing, eh? Okay, we're gonna go next. That was Ward Shogi League, I assume. Was it? The next will be Conteti. Conteti, and this is Shogi, Warslink. I haven't played many good games in the couple in past couple weeks, but I have many dumpster fire games, and this is the creme de la creme of the garbage pile, where mate in one and hanging rooks were missed like it's nobody's business. Oh my god, I love this. I submit this Kifu for entertainment and to add variety to otherwise good game Kifus submitted during the review stream. And yet, I think I learned a couple good things from this game. Number one, centre ranks of the board might look safe for king. At least it did for me, but it's deceptive. Okay. If static rook attack fails, I just don't know what to do, but I guess just keep the rook wallowing in its failure. It's not a good idea, and maybe I should have moved it elsewhere, because bringing generals all the way up to attack was not a good alternative. And lastly, slacking off on sumo practice is very bad in general. Beautiful, beautiful. So Content is on top. We're gonna flip the board, so God is on the bottom. You guys see the board? Okay. So this is 10 minutes game. Should be reasonable. Not a fan of this move, but if it's your style, if you go for Gangi. Are you going for, please tell me you're going for Silver Crown. Please tell me you're going for... I mean, I would be quite entertained if you just left the silver here and move your rook to the 4 file and say like, oh, I'm making early Silver Crown. That's actually a possible idea. The idea of doing this is like not the best one. It's not flexible. Yes, Mohappy, if you have a Kifu, you can upload it here, this link. If you don't know how to get a link, I don't know what's your format of your Kifu. If you have like Kifu file, I will be able to accept it in my private message. If you have a link, that would be the easiest. Or yeah, if you have a Kifu, like Kifu, just post it in the comment or something. Moving gold to 4-2 is an idea if you leave your king at 3-1. Oh, that's interesting idea for you from Koshiro. Ion. Interesting. All right, so let's is this supposed to be entertainment, right? So we go for a quick castling. That pawn is not gonna survive because they're gonna drop the pawn and take it. So that's something we have to learn, yeah? What's much better if you move your rook back and then dangle your pawn on h6, creating a toki next. That would be more threatening. Therefore, forcing them to drop a pawn, and then you can advance your silver. Of course, in the meantime, they're gonna push on the 4 file and start attacking on their own, but that's another story. All right, Mohappy, please send it. So yeah, your attack failed because you failed to notice this trap or you didn't know about it. That's good, that's good. We learned something, yeah, here. What you're supposed to do here from now on, I don't know. You don't have a pawn in hand, it will be heavy fight, yeah? In general, idea is if you commit to attack, make sure it doesn't run out of steam, and this basically run out of steam because you allow it to be taken for free. That king. Yeah, so there's a fun trick your opponent can try. He can take your silver, and that silver you cannot take with the gold because the rook will promote. So silver takes, pawn takes, and they can try to be sneaky and drop a silver to 3-3. Yeah, it looks like a free silver, knight takes, but then actually it blocks your bishop and boom, this gold falls. And then the rook attacks the other gold. So it's kind of cool trick they could have tried here. Yeah, the dangling pawn is definitely... Yeah, so it's quite a cool thing they could have tried here. Now they block their rook, so it isn't as effective, yeah? They could have, of course, sacrificed it and do the same exact thing. In that situation, you have 2 pawns. That's not enough to block the rook. Yeah, going down is a better idea. Yeah, king in the middle of the board. I see where you're coming from. Yeah. How do I explain that? He doesn't have enough pieces to get to your king. But look at the material. They have 4 generals, 2 big pieces, and they didn't lose any piece. Yeah, the knight is still there, the lances are still there. So let's imagine you start the game like this. You decide, oh, I'm gonna castle the king in the middle of the board. You would laugh at somebody saying that, right? You would laugh about this. That's your current position, yeah? Even though it's like a middle game, it's quite a bad position for the king. Computer found a mate in 15 somewhere around this time. Okay, quite interested in that. And they're missing pieces and you're giving them more. So basically, here, silver takes silver, silver takes silver, gold takes it, and you just gave them a free general. Yeah, that's what they should have done. Not attacking this bishop, no, they just should have gone for this. Your enemy is making a mistake of getting distracted by this bishop. That's good for you. You know that they can just take it, right? For free, right? And this rook can be taken for free, right? Which leads to previously mentioned mate in... Also, yeah, once they make the check, they also take this bishop for free. Okay, you do, no. Okay. Here you surprisingly can take this silver. If they take it, you take the rook. If you take, they will probably take the gold. You take, they take, you take. So it's kind of you exchange those pieces. Possible. Okay, going up isn't a bad move, but yeah, the gold now is taken for free, yeah? Probably better idea to take it. Now you need 1 more piece, and I'm so excited right now. You wanna take the gold first, maybe? Wait, am I missing something? Gold drop, king runs. Pawn push, king runs. Pawn push, king takes. King goes here, checkmate. Whoops. Okay. I takes, drops, run, take, bishop take. It's not a check, you win by 1 move. So here I would recommend to take the gold. And if they do take it with the bishop, then you have a cool silver sacrifice rook promotion. If you do this, they have a checkmate in 1. And oh god. So what was that word? Materialistic. Good game. Yeah, I don't know how much serious you wanna me get about this. It's Shogi Wars game. I'm not gonna be serious about Shogi Wars game in general, but you also mentioned about the entertainment. Yeah, so we learned about the dangling pawn. That's something we can consider. We also learned that cool trick your opponent could have used. I like your persistence. But yeah, here you're completely losing. I have no idea how you won this. I have no idea how this person is took you. How dare he? Lily would say, how dare he waste your time? Where's that mate in 11? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, he just takes the rook. It's a check. King runs. The opponent didn't use the time at all, yeah. Also, his name is Blitzen, so that's quite telling. Probably taking the rook here as a mate. In general speaking, king runs, rook comes in, gold drop, pawn push. Bishop. Could lead to a long mate around here. I mean, but taking the whole rook here is, and then taking the bishop is winning as well. They forgot to take the rook. After they forgot. Here? I mean, here? I don't see any. I'm blind. I wish I remembered. Yeah, I think you're missing one piece here. I mean, he's missing one piece. Silver. Mate in one? Huh? Never mind. Yeah, this is bishop, not the knight. Yeah. I'm confused. It should be in 11. Okay. Well, definitely they missed mate in one here. And that's what mattered in the end, yeah. Oh my god, Contetti. Oh my god. Well, good luck on the climb. Good luck. Wow. Those games feel good and bad at the same time, eh? We will have Mifas, Kifu, Melkor, and Mojave in that order. But 1 minute break, be right back. In case you guys don't have Easter in your country, the best part of Easter is the chocolates leftovers. Wash off the cringe. Good one, good one. Where were we? Awesome! Another Maple game. Okay. Which handicap? 2-piece. Oh, you're back to 2-piece? Weren't you like 4 before? I know, right? Chocolate Easter. I guess I wanted to say Easter chocolate, but chocolate Easter works as well. Weirdly enough. The problem is my chocolate got crushed. Good day morning. All over the fridge. Now I have to eat it in bits. That's not very easy. And the chocolate is melting the moment you touch it, so that's also not good. But it's a good chocolate, I won't complain. That reminds me of the SpongeBob. Chocolate! Chocolate! Termach will think I'm mad. Oh. How do I stop my headphones to fall asleep? I wonder if it's possible to. I'll have to Google that later. They keep falling asleep. I don't know if we're supposed to listen to music. I assume that you people like to. What I like to do is I listen to a stream or YouTube video and I play my game or play a video on the side with music. And then everybody can choose what they want and I don't push my ideas upon you guys. Hope you appreciate. You want chocolate? Nope. It's mine. Get your own Easter chocolate. It's perhaps the first time you guys see me protective about my food, but the chocolate, it's worth it. Worth protecting. Anybody who got Easter chocolate understands, right? So we're playing Maple Shenanigans again. And the aftertaste when you mix it with Earl Grey, oh my god, that's great chocolate. Ooh, there's a silver drop quite painfully. We defend, use up a whole gold for it though. It's quite surprising for you to play this move, Mifa. Quite surprising. Not gonna lie. I would imagine you use your golds very aggressively. We could also consider pushing this pawn, right? If they take, we manage to pull the lance upward. We take, and then we are able to get the bishop next turn. Isn't the pawn push better? The bishop escape. We won't be able to get it anymore. Yes, roast me. I mean, it seems like a good pawn push over there. Oh, but I see the king is climbing. All right, all right. I think you're overexcited about the entering king at this point. I'd imagine the knight drop is also quite effective. 5 bits. Do you decide to go here? Still looks winning to you. Fun fact, we can make checkmate threat with a king. Fun fact, it's also not gonna work because of the gold drop, but yeah. Okay. You at this point you're just allowing the king to escape. Let's be honest, Mifa. You're you're just allowing the king to escape at this point. This is checkmate threat. You play mistake in the endgame. Oh, you were missing one pawn or something? Whoops. Oh wait, but it's still wait, what? It still looks oh, that's painful. Oh. Is it that bad with your hand? Silver back. Up. Up was a mate, right? This is an example of like this middle pawn drop. Really good. If the gold takes, we give away turn, as well as the silver is, you know, dropping. If the last takes, king escapes. It's such a beautiful drop from Maple. Now the gold drop, I see it protects the knight drop. Ooh. Ooh, doing everything to enter. Interesting. Okay, we all know where it is going. We all know where it is going. So who's winning here? What was the game like? What was the result of the game actually? It says 27-point rule. So I guess that means that white won. Is it what it means? It's a draw technically, but technically you should win, right? You won. Okay, okay. Because we decided that 8100 do count pieces in hand, right? That's what it was. So this is why it's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 15 is 27. Makes sense, yeah. 15 because we have a horse and we have 2 pieces that are handicapped and they are calculated together. That's 15. So 27. Yeah. Quite cool. Not many people can say they won by 27-point rule. Quite epic. Oh, we are a little bit low on time. I'm gonna speed up. Quite interesting, but you had easier ways to win this game, right? Melkor is next. Melkor And then we will have the Kifu from our friend, but our friend needs to tell us which nickname does he have, because it's Mohapi, right? Ah, no, Shisue Moha. Okay, we know actually. Gotcha. Yo, Arcanile! Yo! No Cult Simulator yet, but Cult Simulator. Cultist Simulator, was it? Yeah, not yet, but yeah, I will have a busy week this week and next week. I will have to find time, maybe in 2 weeks. I've been thinking about it, okay? I didn't forget. It's just that we need to get back to the regular schedule. And we have the Friday stream with Roland. So maybe after that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You were black. All right. But first, sorry. This is Contetti. This is not what we want. Go away, Contetti. So, Melkor. That's illegal because that's not even game. We made a mistake. No rush. Thanks, Arcanile. Thanks. All right, so we have the Aigakari opening. No, Yokofudori. Yes, Yokofudori opening. Contetti. Yeah, sad penguin. I was expecting that reaction. I was hoping you're gonna post sad penguin. So this is called Aono's third 3/3 bishop, and at some point you will see this move, or this move. The king, sure, I guess. Yeah. Okay, and then my knowledge of Yokofudori ends. Yay, so now we're retaining bishop promotion. In order to promote the rook, we'll have to deal with it. We decide to do it with the knight, which will allow us later pawn drop, gold takes, pawn drop type of threats. Currently not really, because the rook is here. And a weird opening that I completely do not understand is happening. Okay. I have no idea what I'm watching right now. I have no idea. So you got a free silver, that's quite a deal. Then you made a token. You lost a gold, but you got a gold, so you're still silver up. Continue to make checkmate threats, and am I missing something? No, it's just so simple. Okay. I was wondering if there's a different way to do it. I think the knight goes here is like without using one of the generals. We can do it with just gold. If you go here, this creates a mate without using of the silver. Yeah, it is quite short. I mean, Yokofudori is quite short. So I don't know what to comment here. I have no knowledge of Yokofudori. This could be a Kifu that we would like to study more on our Saturday stream. I have no knowledge of this move, for example. I've never seen it. I mean, I've probably seen it, but like I have no knowledge how this game is supposed to look like. I could imagine that there might be like a knight, bishop. What if we draw a pawn? Yeah, this is like this kind of questions that I have in my mind. They take, we take, they can sacrifice, which wouldn't be the best for us, maybe. Yeah, I have so many questions in this game. You wrote something as the comment. You wrote, Here we play side pawn picker Aono style, so please collect me from move 22. And explain the plans of the opening phase. The endgame is little short and uninteresting. Due to 10-second me. So I just explained to you, Melkor, that I have no knowledge of this opening. If you didn't listen carefully enough. I would have to educate myself to answer your question, to be honest. Do I have any Yokoftori book? Did I ever buy Yokofudori books on my nav? Ian comes with rescue. Okay, study time. Quick study time before the last Kifu. Ooh. But the rook comes here, eh? That's different. The bishop is not on 3-3. That's different. That's different. How should I know the comment I wrote before that? Well, you said I did write something as a comment, but fine, which means you're demanding me to read comment, which I didn't read, but which demands me to do something that I'm not able to, which I already stated. So we're in a weird loop over here. But, all right, gotcha. Yes, you didn't know what I would say. Wait, that's not Yokofudori. Yokofudori. Is that Yokofudori somehow? That's a weird Yokofudori. Okay. Okay, this is more like it. They move the rook back. Pretty sure I saw some Watanabe Kifu with the rook move. So you see, this is like one of those instances. They will like expose the shape with the pawn drop. I see, yeah, indeed, it explains the game short, but that's what you would expect from Yokofudori, you know, in general. Okay, so this is more similar, I guess. But also a little bit different. So all those moves are possible because they were played by a pro. We can assume that. And one last play shogi. We had this opening explorer, right? Click bishop. And you played king, let's see. But that's a little bit different. Oh, there's this kind of move. Thank you, zombie. Yeah, why is it broken like this? Why is it oh, because I'm zoomed in. That's it. Thank you. So I just checked this Kifu from the play shogi, and the problem is they do not have. I cannot go back. They didn't have this pawn push line because it's the newer Joseki, I would assume. But when the rook came here in a different line, when the king went up and the rook took the pawn, there is this move apparently. And this move protects against the bishop exchange because the rook takes. So that's a very interesting move. In this particular game, you can see that there were 3 wins with this move, 2 wins. It's 100% loss, I guess. 2 games. So this has more win rate. And then there are different. I'm a little bit confused who is the green one and who's the red one right now. Like, this indicates that center one, right? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, this is possible, apparently. this development. King, this move is... think... The round is starting soon. The reminder email. Okay, I open it. Ooh. Yeah, the pawn will be hanging, yeah. But that's the point. Let's quickly check it with the computer, perhaps. It's gonna help. And the next time, I don't know, we might wanna review it. Melkor Skifu. Yoko Fudori. I might wanna review this particular line. I have no knowledge about it, so it's a shame. It's a shame. It worked, yellow. It worked even with 25 Kifu. I think you mentioned it yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid Yakufdori. Yeah. Telmarch is writing, that database is bit old. It doesn't contain the latest development in Yakufdori. Thank you, Telmarch, for telling us. We will be very happy if you would update the database. So this is where we're interested, because this is where we found out that perhaps we have a better move in this position. And as you can see on the computer diagram, it does jump pretty heavy. It jumps to 1,000 points. The highest Aribisha game for Koshiro, yeah. And it seems we did have a chance to do something. Let's see what the computer says. We're gonna right click and add the variation. We're gonna able to see. Ooh. Okay. We actually captured the rook. Actually captured the rook. And then we're able to expose the fact that the silver is too free. I guess that answers our question. Yeah, this is something that I also don't know much. Like this move is possible in some variations. Telmarch says that it does have a set of more recent games, so maybe after he updates we can review it once more on our Saturday streams. But quick computer search answers our question. This would capture the rook, yeah? It's great to see some. Yeah, I like it too. We have this pro database and, you know, we use it to study. Here you have a pawn drop, interesting. Okay, this is weird. Why we cannot take this pawn? Mr. Computer, what's wrong with taking this pawn? Okay, so this is the plan that I was considering before. Knight jump, pawn drop. Let's see if this is the same. To here, but then knight promotion is possible. Okay, so this is quite interesting to see. What I know is if in Yoko Fudori you manage to line up those two knights in the middle of the board like this, that's usually winning. That's from my limited Yoko Fudori knowledge. Like, it looks really winning, right? So we, my question is, what if we go here? I guess they also gonna jump the knight, but then we're losing the gold. So that's 2-4. Yeah, okay, 2-4 pawn. So this is the line that I mentioned previously, and it seems to be good enough. The difference was that the knight was here, so we take the pawn. Then the knight comes in and we win. Okay, let's see if this similar line lives in here. We actually can attack enemy rook and drop the pawn here, apparently. Here, okay, so the same line lives here, but this time we cannot play 6-5 knight. Pawn drop 2-2 will be what interests us. Okay. Again, what if bishop here? Does it change anything? So it's minus, okay, it's equal this time, yeah? It's minus 100. So this would be losing again because of pawn drop. This is why the bishop has to go here. Then we drop the pawn. They cannot take it because the rook can promote. I guess the bishop don't take the rook. They're saying pawn drop. But what if we take? Like it would be quite natural move to play, right? It will be bad probably. Pawn takes, rook drop 5-5, bishop drop 3-7. Okay, so we basically continue this thread here and here. This is very hard to defend. They're saying rook drop, but rook drop is answered with this pin, so that's why it's not working. Interesting. So there are tricks behind this shape. It's a very powerful shape. Watanabe Akira used to play it. It's a very powerful shape, and now we can see how exactly we can expose it. The knight jump, and even though we have rook bishop exchange, because they didn't move the king, yeah, because they didn't cover the center, we have this line of the pawn drop line, yeah, or the 2-4 pawn drop. Quite interesting. Hey Melkor, we figure out a little bit from this opening. But yeah, I hope after we update the database, we'll be able to talk more. The point was you could have captured the rook over here, yeah? That's the point we all want to remember. This is why you cannot take here after silver to 3, rook 3-5. That's something we need to remember as the knowledge of Yakovtori, yeah? All right, and the last key for today, maybe the last, somebody said, Kent, I think, mentioned something about uploading more, but I unfortunately have a Google thing soon. So Mojave will be the last one. I can do it on Discord mode. So let's see here. Shizue Moka. You guys see the board. So your opponent is playing central rook. And you want to castle your king on the left side of your rook, yet on the other side of the board than your opponent. I mean, Melkor, this is why we're learning, yeah? Yeah, it seems 2-3 weaken the position. I have seen 2-2, but I got interesting. Gosh, interesting. Yeah, we need to learn the castles first. Oh, you do a castle, kinda. Kinda you make a castle. And then you, okay. So I think it's a chance for you now. Where should I concentrate? So if you plan on playing static rook, you want to look for chances to push this pawn in front of the rook. So pawn push, pawn takes, rook takes, they're gonna drop, you're gonna go back. Okay, thank you, Kent. You're gonna go back, and this way you get a pawn in hand, and this pawn disappears, which means your rook is directly looking at the enemy's camp. That's something we would like to have as a static rook, yeah? This is the perfect occasion, because they temporarily broke their rook, and there's a complicated reason, but this is the perfect timing to do so. The complicated reason is pawn push, pawn takes, rook takes. They might try to capture your rook by dropping the pawn behind the rook. here you can promote in that moment. So yeah, the bishop is blocking. Here it would be dangerous to exchange as well, because as you take the pawn, this knight will jump. The bishop will attack your rook. You cannot promote anymore because this rook is protecting. And this knight will be attacking your silver. And as you know, silver is more valuable than the knight. It's gonna benefit them. So this is a kind of missed chance to exchange that pawn. Now, about the left side. You wanna play the correct shape for what your opponent is doing. Your shape is quite interesting, but let's imagine your opponent has a rook in hand. If they had a rook, they can make a check immediately, yeah? Like rook drop 5-9. So that's usually a bad sign of a castle. If your king was one square higher, it's quite a strong castle that defends the center because all the generals are packed in the center, so that would be better. But you have another problem. Your bishop is kind of blocked. So if this would be a bishop exchange opening, this castle with king up, that would be perfect. It's called bishop exchange Yagura. Here, yeah, the bishop is kind of blocked, so you need to rethink what different castle you should have made here. Yeah, we have to make a research about this. If you have time on our Discord, we can teach you more. I don't have, unfortunately, time now. For example, here, you can put this bishop here, put the king to 8-8 square. That would be kind of castle, yeah? So we have two very difficult topics. We have piece activation and we have castle. Those are two different things. And that require thought. And here, yeah, you're breaking your castle, unfortunately, breaking a little bit. So now your king is totally in the open. That's something you want to avoid. Look at your opponent's situation. They have a Mino castle, half Mino castle it's called. Their king is here. You cannot drop a rook, you cannot drop the bishop to attack this king. That means it's quite safe. In your case, it's quite open, quite abusable, yeah? Your idea of attacking with the silver like this, it's called climbing silver, it's very good, really good. Here, if you have more coverage, you can push this pawn. They take, you take, they take, it's your turn. You can do something with the silver in hand. That would be considered attacking, yeah? You could maybe use the bishop on the edge, try to coordinate your attacks with it. Yes, the king is the biggest problem here, so I think we can concentrate on that first. And you can see, yeah, those type of moves, yes, they control the horse, but it drags the gold away from the king, meaning the king is more unsafe. And you can say, oh, well, they had a horse, I have to do it. Yes, but this is why they have a lot of value from this horse. This is why you shouldn't have allowed it to happen, because now you have to drag your pieces away. Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate for you. Your opponent is not 9Q. His rating is lying, so don't feel bad. He's not 9Q, your opponent. Okay, now he's playing different moves. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, so let's leave it here, okay, for now. Shizumoka, let me just quickly check if you have some endgame sense of some sorts. This is a good attack with the lance, actually. You got a horse for free, that's beautiful. Hey, I don't know why your opponent started playing. No, you have really good endgame. You have a mate in one here. Gold drop to 8-2 over here instead. This is a beautiful attack. Beautiful. You use the locality theory that we talked about on our book streams. What's more important, you notice this attack. Your opponent just gave up the game for some reason. If he's much stronger, he just threw the game. I don't know if there is a chance of using computer, the ability of using a Kishin like they have in Shogi Wars, but clearly your opponent is stronger, he's just throwing the game. But yeah, let's concentrate on the opening for now. For now, I challenge you to figure out the Shogi castles. And for this specific opening, yeah, it's difficult. I would recommend Hidechi's video, but there's also, I guess, Shogi castles. If you Google that, there's a whole Wikipedia page with different castle structures. Which one would be good for you? Helmet, Fortress, Snow Roof, Right Side King, Central House, Nakahara, Truck. Maybe consider this castle, yeah? Like the Truck Castle. Try to... Duck. No, not the duck. Not the duck. Ignore the duck. Duck is not something you should learn as a beginner. Try to look at this castle and find out why is it better than yours, okay? That's your homework for now. And then next stream we can figure out other things. All right, thank you, Mohappy. Remember to join our Discord because we have a lot of other links like Hidechi videos you should definitely check out. We have the whole beginner guide section. Yeah, thank you for sending your Kiku. It's a pleasure reviewing it. All right, guys, I have to run now because I have that programming contest soon. So thank you for joining, and I will see you on Thursday on our book stream. With Paul, we still didn't decide when we're gonna do it. So for now, I will see you on Thursday, then on Friday on our special stream. Remember, we have the Moshin Deiru tournament going on. It starts tomorrow. And wish me luck. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.